Canada. Today we are talking about references made in the news about apparently U.S. officials meeting with Alberta so-called separatists, and the Carney government is asking for U.S. officials to respect Canadian sovereignty. Now, I definitely understand Carney's approach that, let's ask the Trump administration to respect Canadian sovereignty. But today I am reaching out to everybody out there to find out what you think of an alternative way of dealing with the Trump administration engaging in this sort of activity and trying to essentially encourage what the Premier of BC in the news has referred to as treason. So again, the traditional and rational approach is to ask the Trump administration to respect Canadian sovereignty, but it's not going to work. So my approach to this, if I was in Prime Minister, is that I would do that, but I would also say, okay, if you're going to do that, why don't we be open about inviting Americans who are interested in potentially in separating and seceding from the United States and joining Canada? Why don't we have meetings with them? So I'd say, okay, if you're going to do that, any Americans out there who are interested in joining Canada, you're more than invited to come to Ottawa. Let's discuss your grievances about the Trump administration and what we can offer you as Canadians better than what you've been getting in the States. Are you sick of the Trump administration undermining our Constitution, disrespecting the rule of law, attacking so-called DEI? Well, welcome to Canada. We support multiculturalism, we support diversity, and if your state or part of state decides that it wants to join Canada, we're going to offer you as Canadian citizens, the respect for diversity, respect for the rule of law, what our Constitution refers to in the British North America Act, renamed Canadian Constitution Act 1867, peace, order, and good government. You're going to get a universal public health care, no need to struggle and debating about Obamacare and having your health care rights undermined by the Trump administration. Why don't you come and let's start talking about you joining Canada? Rest assured, if Carney, at least in a humorous way, or semi-humorous, semi-serious, started inviting Americans, apparently, according to a survey I saw, 20% of Americans would like to join Canada, which is much higher than the amount of Canadians who want to join the States, apparently, and much higher than the so-called separatists in the state in Alberta want to join with the U.S. So I would start to openly invite those Americans who might want to join Canada, and rest assured, if Carney approached it in this semi-serious, semi-humorous way, and Americans started to debate about that and debate about joining Canada, rest assured, then Trump would stop doing this. The way to approach Trump is to understand the psychology of a sociopath, to understand the psychology of an egomaniac, and understand what is the way that he is going to deal with things according to how he deals with things in that plane of consciousness. So if Trump thinks it's okay to start to infiltrate and try encouraging this sort of treasonous activities in Canada, why not do the same and start to encourage Americans who are interested in getting away from Trump to come and join Canada? What do you think about that approach? This is the question for everybody today. What do you think about the approach of Carney, rather than just simply asking Trump politely to stop doing what he's doing? What do you think of the approach of asking certain parts of the states, like, what about Maine? What about Vermont? What about these type of places that want to join Canada? Vermont has definitely had a history of wanting to join Canada, so why not, approach it that way? What do you think about that? Thanks for watching another edition of the Ottawa Market, and if you think that we are providing some inspirational questions, food for thought. And again, this doesn't have to come from Carney. It could be a member of the opposition, like Elizabeth May. She made a funny dialogue about this, but some other Canadian prominently could ask for, those Americans who might want to meet with us and join us and get away from Trump. And maybe that's going to send a message to Trump to stop doing this. What do you think about that idea? Thanks for watching, and subscribe to this channel if you think that our questions are thought-provoking. Thanks for watching.